Welcome to The Guide at Fish North Georgia. Brought to you by these fine sponsors. Spro, working with America's best anglers to design the world's finest fishing tackle. Nichols Lures, handcrafted to perfection. Georgia Blade, makers of premium fishing lures for over 3 decades and home to the Georgia Jig. Crypto Bass, tournament grade, Georgia made. And be sure to visit fishnorthgeorgia.com. Now here's Justin Butler.
Welcome back to another video with Fish North Georgia Guy. This is Justin Butler, and today's date is the 28th of October, and gonna be going over some baits that have been working on Lanier. It's been really tough with water rising, with all this rain, and the water temperature's really been messed up. So let's get into it. And the water temp, what's happened is the last 3 weeks it went down. We had a little cold front that came through. It got down to like the mid to high 60s, and then it got warm again and jumped back up to I saw 75 or 74, 75 degree water temp, and now this rain just came back through and it's about to start dropping it back. So lures that I've been catching on, you know, your shaky heads work all the time, but to catch those really good quality fish, this is what I've been doing. So the locations has been secondary points that have some rock on them. It's got to have rock. If it doesn't have rock, I was not even fishing it. So it could be a rock, I mean just the whole point rock, or it could just be a little bit of rock. But if you're hitting rock, that's what you want. So, and this is the kind of transition from when they're eating that shad to kind of eating that craw, that crawfish pattern. So that's what I've been focusing on, and it seems like it's been hot just inside the mouth and about halfway back. You know, that water temp, since it's kind of been staying from 60, let's say 67 to 73, there's your range, and those fish, it seems like they're right there stuck in the middle, and they've been stuck in the middle for weeks. So it's been strange. So the lure selection so far, this is what I've been catching on, and catching some pretty good fish on. Now these bites, it's not like you go out there and you catch 10 to 15 to 20 fish a day. You're going out there to catch 4 to 8 fish a day. So it's been a grind for sure, but you just stick it out and you'll catch fish. But so the first lure is this Georgia Jig. It is PB&J, and it's got paired with the green pumpkin with a little purple and a little green speckle in it. Throwing this on my jig rod, which is a G Loomis Conquest. This is a 7-foot heavy. If y'all see my other videos, I do throw a shorter jig rod than a lot of people, but this Conquest has some amazing feel and action to it, so you can really tell. Shimano Corrado. This is a 15-pound Seagar, and this jig right here. Now the weight, this is a I don't think this is a half. No, 3/8. Yeah, 3/8 to. I don't throw a quarter really, not this time, because these points are pretty. You know, they're close to deep water at least. They're and you want to kind of stay down in those rocks. So, and half is normally. I think I may have broke off and tied this one on, so that's why I got this one. But half, I stick with a half just because I do fish a jig pretty quick, and I feel like a half is good all around. Even throwing it out in the brush and stuff, you can still sling it out there and I kind of just like hold my line. And you know, a lot of people talk about how they hit it on the fall. Well, I kind of just like, I have my rod tip and I just like steady down, you know, I kind of like walk it down, I guess you could say, like you walking down like a flutter spoon. I kind of do that with my half-ounce jig. But this green pumpkin trailer paired with this PB&J jig has been pretty successful. The fish that you catch on it are not as successful as the other bait, or not as large and grown as the other one, as this crankbait bite. But you're catching you catch more numbers with this jig, and it's just a good bait during the winter and transitioning months. So let's switch over to the good old Spro crankbaits. This is the spooky shad right there, and you see that ball in there. That's the big thing with these Spro Little John baby DDs. But this is the one that's been working recently. This is the one that's been working recently. This is a Little John baby DD. This is in the not spooky shad. This is the, what shad? Not spooky shad. Sexy shad, we'll say. But this color right here has been really good. Those Gamakatsu hooks are sticky. These I've been paralleling the bank with. So these points I'm staying my boat. I keep my boat in about 18, well, just say 18 to about 24 feet, and just parallel. I'm throwing straight out the front of the boat, and just paralleling, and I'm reeling this thing super slow. All you want to feel is that thing just walking like that. That's all you want to feel. Feel that wobble, and once you feel that rock, then it's just, you're pretty much, it's almost like you're like you're rolling a jig on the bottom. Is kind of what I feel like I'm doing. Is it's just that, feel that vibration. It's just wobbling across those rocks, and this has been producing some really good fish the past few days. And just slow rolling it. The hardest thing to do is to, slow yourself down, especially once you catch fish. You're like wanting to throw a reel, catch another one. But you just got to slow yourself down and bump those rocks. You can tell the bill, it is scraped up. Now, the color difference, overcast days, clear days. But there's another, you can see that bill. And I've been putting these things to work, and I really love this spooky shad color. It's very translucent, but it's, it's still got that chartreuse line right there. Perfect crankbait for this transition. And the rod I'm throwing it on, y'all probably know I am a G Loomis dude, but this is probably the best cranking rod I've ever put in my hand. This is a St. Croix's Legend Glass. I believe this is the 7.4. This is one of my favorite rods. This is, I think, the only rod that this is the only rod that's not a G Loomis, but I wouldn't have any other one. This is a phenomenal rod, has got a perfect tip to it, and biggest thing with these is when you're reeling them, you just keep reeling, and it sets, that glass, this is a glass rod, so it sets the hook and sets those treble hooks itself. I'm actually throwing 12-pound test fluorocarbon on these crankbaits, and just kind of, since I'm around that rock, I normally throw 10, upsize a little bit, since I'm around some pretty brutal rocks. So, and then throwing it on this is actually a 6.4 gear ratio. Just slow reel, and keep that thing bottom contact, and go to work with them. Just, you want to really focus on covering a lot of water, and keeping it in front of those fish's face. That's why you're parallel on the bank, and stay in that strike zone as long as you can. So get out there with the old, go to Hammond's, go to Fish North Georgia. Fish North Georgia's site online, pick you up some of these jigs, pick you up some of these crankbaits over there, Hammond's, and Y'all got to support these companies. Spro, they're local. They're in Kennesaw. Georgia Blade, Georgia Jig. We're right here in Dawsonville. So go support these guys and go put those lures to work. I know this pattern is probably working in this area right now with Altoona, Lanier, Carter's. I'm sure that crankbait's coming in hand really well. Hartwell, all these lakes that you can go around, hit those secondary rocky points where that bait's starting to pull back, and go put these things to work. So hopefully y'all learned something today, and we'll get out there on the water and put this thing to work and catch some fish. So y'all have a good one and stay safe with these storms rolling through, or these storms that have rolled through, and get out there on the water, and we'll check y'all next time. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching the guide here at Fish North Georgia. Our mission is to build a community of anglers to give you the best and latest information to make your day on the water more successful. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, click the bell so you'll be notified of any future content. Make sure you check us out at fishnorthgeorgia.com, where we carry a large variety of bait manufacturers from here in the North Georgia area. So we appreciate you being part of our community, and we'll see you soon.